maybe we can start from how we get to know each other.
Exactly, exactly.
As early testers
Yeah.
of
Exactly.
Timex,
Right.
5K and 8K.
Yeah, right. So
That's a great beginning.
yeah, it's so interesting that we meet in person. So I can still remember that we discussed the early Pimax prototypes, right?
Every day, every night.
Yeah, exactly.
And we quarreled.
Exactly, and we put that into the forum, into the Pimax forum,
Yes.
and then exactly we discussed with each other, but we never met in person.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
but it's cool that we have now the chance to meet each other.
And I still remember the occasion and when we were in the early tester groups.
Right.
I think it's 10.
Yeah, very few.
From the whole world.
Exactly.
Only 10 lucky guys.
It was us. Yeah.
And I'm the only one from China.
Yeah.
So I'm the only representative from
Exactly.
China. And maybe you are the only one from Germany.
I think there's one more guy, the Voodoo.
Oh,
You remember?
Voodoo, yeah.
He's also German. Yeah.
And Survivor.
Survivor is from Sweden, exactly.
Sweden, yeah. So we were representatives all over the world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how did you get? How did you have this connection with Pimax?
It's still earlier. I think that can go back to maybe 2016.
Okay.
When I bought a Pimax 4K.
Right. So you were. It's just your hobby. It's just your personal hobby to be VR to.
Yeah.
Just enjoy VR.
That would go even earlier from 2013 when I bought Oculus DK1.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, wow, that's
so
a
you-
life-changing experience. And then all the way to Oculus DK2 and CV1 and HTC Vive.
Right.
And Google Cardboard, of course,
Okay.
unfortunately. And then in the pretty boring, stagnant, or slow growth of the VR headsets at that time, do you remember?
Yeah.
Always the 180.
Let's put this like this.
Yeah, thank you. 180p specification at that time. I was hoping for
More.
better resolution. I think
And then
you did.
I'm the same.
We have been expecting this all the time.
Exactly. So that's why. And then you just bought the Pimax 4K.
And then suddenly something different appeared. I think this is the first 4K headset at that time.
Right.
Frankly, it's far from perfect. I remember the sweet spot is extremely small.
Okay. And it didn't even have tracking.
And it's dim. And
it doesn't have tracking, I think. It doesn't
no
have,
tracking.
Right, you have
only
to put
3
your own,
dots.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I wrote a short review on my Weibo, that's Chinese Twitter, which had 5 million followers.
Oh, really? Oh, my God. I should be in China probably to do this kind of
doing
things, right?
propaganda in the Chinese social media for over 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I wrote a short review of Pimax 4K. And I said, even though it has a lot of imperfections, such as it's too dim, the distortion, and the extremely tiny sweet spot, yet through the center of the lens,
it looks great.
I saw the future.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And
then you found out, when you first found out about it, it must have been interesting to find out that this is in Shanghai. In your city, right? Like what? And then you met the company?
I forgot how I get contacted with them. I only remember several years ago I hired a taxi and I came here.
Okay,
this very building.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think it's 2017 maybe.
Okay.
Sometime around the being early testers
Right.
when we were together.
Exactly, when we met. It's so cool to meet you now.
Yeah.
Cool. So, but your actual profession is you're a professor at Fudan.
Yeah.
That one I knew, but I didn't know that you are like a Chinese literature professor.
Yes, yes.
And you just mentioned that in your opinion, the two disciplines like VR and Chinese literature have a lot to do with each other. Like how?
And I must mention another of my hobby, which is gaming.
Okay, that goes together very well. For me too.
Yeah.
So what do you like to play?
I just saw it, Microflight Simulator.
Yes.
And some adventure games, such as Red Dead Redemption 2, Detroit Becoming Human,
cool.
Last of Us, or something like that. But I have also been an advocate of games in China. You can imagine this is quite a lonely career. Just as being an advocate of VR, because people had a lot of misunderstanding.
But the Chinese also love to play games.
Right? But the parents, I mean, the social and the school teachers, they are very
the social acceptance is not so high.
Cautious about this for fear of the kids being too addicted to games or polluted by games.
That might be true though. Right?
That's a worldwide phenomenon.
Not just in China, like everywhere.
And in some cases, they were true. Just like people are fearing of metaverse or VR, probably we were among them.
Just like
give up the reality for easier life, which could be very unreal and shallow and and so. But I see the positive. Good. I'm a guy who always sees the positive side of things.
Great. Actually, I'm very positive too.
You are.
I am. You know my videos,
that's the connection between us. That's good. So that's the very reason why I like your channels.
I'm kind of positive.
And so I see the better things in VR, such as the artistic value, or even the spiritual value. It can be soothing, comforting, even uplifting.
It can very much.
It has. It can have educational values. We learn a lot of history and. Of course, about a lot of knowledges through games. Such as Civilization. You see the game, or even driving, piloting, a lot of skills.
You're right.
So I'm doing these advocating and research in that direction, and that direction leads me to VR. So the first time I get hold of Oculus DK1, that's really a life-changing moment for me. I see a new world too. I remember the first app which really shocked me was the Titan of the Universe. It's astronomical app. The universe beside your eyes, not just in front of your eyes.
You're inside.
You're inside, a part of it. The real size, the sense of presence.
I agree. That is like still incredible to see it, right? And compared to, I don't know, the normal video games that we like to play, to be inside of the games. And the scales, everything.
It's the next generation of game. And so from that moment on, I shifted my attention to VR. Also, my studies.
Even your Chinese literature studies?
Yes.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
That is so interesting. Like, can you explain to me, like, From how you shifted towards VR for Chinese literature?
That's a long story.
Okay, well, we try to cut it down.
Let me see. I am a fan of new media, new technology, and I approach it from a humanistic aspect. I would see its humanistic value, the art value, the cultural value of technology. So let me put it like this, as if I got a new glass, a pair of new glasses.
You can see more clear.
Not only more clear, but I see things I have not seen before.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. So when I become a gamer, I see things from the perspectives of games. So now I see literatures are games.
Wow.
Yeah. There are a lot of playing, interactivity, game mechanics or gamification, and in other form of arts. Also, these are, I think they are becoming more and more of the form of games.
Okay.
Let me take one example.
Yeah.
Have you watched the TV series, The Squid Games?
Yes, I did.
It's a TV series.
Yeah, actually,
it has game mechanics.
Oh yeah, a lot.
Gaming structure.
Yeah,
there is a goal, adventure, challenge, competition, rules.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and duels between peoples, and level up.
Absolutely. Okay.
It's a game.
Yeah, it's a game.
And that's when I have a glass of games, so I can see this is a game. Not many people would see this as a form of games.
Interesting.
And also the Black Mirror, they have a special episode.
Yeah.
I think the title is Pandoranachi, something like that.
Is it also? Yeah, I think I remember that episode. It's also. They do wear VR glasses?
No, it's interactive storytelling.
Okay.
So the audience, they can choose how the plot is developing. A lot of branchings.
Right.
So this is interactive and very much like an adventure game.
Yes.
Yeah. And we have such interactive dramas in China, and it's very popular.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is the same for VR. Now I have a glass of VR. I look at many things like art, painting, music, literature, and I see the VR characteristics in every art forms. For example, literature.
Yeah.
Of course, this is a broader sense of VR. And this also gives me the confidence in VR. A lot of people is always saying VR is dead. Yeah. It's declining, especially this now at the we are now at a very critical moment when ChatGPT had stolen the show.
I just want to ask you this. Actually, I just want to ask you this. Like in terms of the hype cycle, like VR is now being represented. No, is down now. Yeah. And the new AI is the new big thing.
Yeah.
And it is kind of like astonishing,
new
right?
kids in the town, the new superstar.
Absolutely.
And now we seem to like being forgotten, abandoned.
Right.
No, this is not the case.
Okay. Why would you say so? But
it's because I have a glass of VR. I look at the history of humanity, a history of culture. And we can see VR or metaverse not just as something suddenly fallen on the earth. No, it's a process.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yes. I think it can be dated back to cave painting.
Okay, that's a long time.
As ancient as that. I think it's a process of virtualization. It's the virtualization that made human being, created human being.
Okay.
Without virtualization, we would have not had imagination, planning,
Right.
designing. We would be just like other animals,
Right.
doing things the earth offered us.
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, like VR is just like the next stage of virtualizing.
Not only the next, yes,
Yeah.
you are very right. The next stage of virtualization, and this process had been many thousands of years.
Okay.
Yeah. So I see literature as a form of VR.
Okay, it makes sense.
A novel.
Because if you read it, you virtualize it in your mind, right?
But we are not using the headset. We are
Right.
using languages. You see,
It's beautiful as well.
Yeah, it's a media. All are medias.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, what excites you more, like a novel or like a VR content?
I think they can work side by side.
Okay,
They are
okay.
not
You don't want to choose.
enemies of each other.
Okay.
Something
two different.
yeah.
Right. I agree. It's two different, just two different media, but both have its pros and cons, right?
Yes. We can have a lot of examples from art history. For example, when camera went out in the 19th century, some painters, we are dead. Now they have a better technology to record the world, and it's more real and more details.
But still,
not so.
Yeah, right.
Arts lived well. Painters lived well. And,
You're right.
And also, I think the camera also, they have grown into a very mature form of art.
You're right.
Along with,
it's just different.
We borrow each other from each other, the art techniques. The same can also apply to the invention of films, and the 20th century had been regarded as the century of the movies. The novelists, the novels, and the literature. Some people would think they are dated.
Okay, but actually no.
Not so sensual, visual, sensational.
But they do work together. Right, or they are based upon each other.
Yes,
right? That's totally fine.
Yes. So I can say this can also be the case of the relationship between VR and other traditional art forms.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And as you have said, each century they must have something like a more quote main. You see, it should put quotation mark on the main art form.
Right.
Like in the 19th century, it's the novel seems to be the focus of attention, and the 20th century, the film, it's the focus of the attention, and then in the 21st century, I think. VR and along with the, I really think the new AI is also a step in this process of virtualization. AI is virtual.
Yeah.
It's not real. The ChatGPT, you can regard it as a virtual person.
Yeah, right.
Not a real person.
Yeah, absolutely. It's helping you with stuff.
Yes. So this is also a part of the virtualization process.
Okay. Interesting. Still very exciting, right? What's happening?
Very exciting.
Like in the last few months, actually. Now that we see the results coming out for us to check it out, right?
They are not contradicting each other. And
good to know.
I even think this new ChatGPT and AI can steal life into the slow development of VR.
Actually, you're right. Probably, we can use some visualization technology from the AI and just tell them what to show us in VR.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Some kind of new art form where we just are in VR and then tell something like Midjourney. Create now this and this, and we can directly see it and then influence it. Yeah, it's like probably a new tool for us to be more creative in VR.
Yes, it's a new tool, and also I think it can breathe life into the lifeless world of metaverse. You know, one critique of metaverse is it's so
boring. There's nothing going on.
You see, this is also true for gaming. You know, we can think of a lot of characters as NPC. You see,
they will get more lively.
The dialogues are
boring,
just not real, stereotypical.
Right. But now with the AI, it can make it much more fun.
Yeah,
true.
I was thinking of a new game which caught a lot of attentions to gamers. That's the Hogwarts Legacy. Have you played that?
I haven't played it.
It has a VR plugin.
That I know. That I know.
Yeah. And I see a lot of gamers playing these games. Not because it's a very good game, but because they are fans as Harry Potter series.
That's why I didn't play it. I'm not such a big fan.
So they are not fighting the
They just want to be there.
They just want to hang out. Wander and just walk to watch, examine a lot of artifacts, enjoy the building, seeking some hiding stuffs, talking with NPCs.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly, that's perfect then.
And now, if you imagine the NPCs of Hogwarts Legacy, if it's driven by ChatGPT, and they'd better be trained by the massive database of Harry Potter universe. So these NPCs are more expert than us, than players.
You're right.
Yeah.
That is truly exciting.
That would be so addictive.
You're right. Oh my goodness. So then people will spend all of their lives in VR.
Oh, that's a danger. That's a real danger. Yeah.
Because then it feels just too much fun to be there.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to come out, just like some gamers nowadays.
Wow, that's a really interesting idea. You know, also another interesting idea is like, I think art is beautiful, but I myself, I cannot paint. You know, I don't have the physical ability to paint a picture.
I'd like to shake hands with you.
Yeah, okay, we have many similarities.
That's my weak point.
Yeah, but now it doesn't mean so much anymore because even us, we can create something thanks to AI, right?
Yeah. I'm colorblind.
Ah, really? Okay.
I think I have some talent for music.
Okay, cool.
And I like to play instruments, but I had been avoiding painting all my life until now. I'm using Stable Diffusion.
Okay, that makes sense. It's fun, right? It's so fun to make something like this. I couldn't believe what I can do now. Like wow, I made that painting, but I didn't make it. But it's amazing. Like for your color blindness, can you wear special glasses that can mitigate the problem?
I tried it.
And how is it? I see these videos where people put on these glasses.
Yeah. Wow, it's so vivid.
They start to cry, all this stuff. For you too?
Yes. It's also like putting on the VR glasses.
Perfect.
Some form of VR glasses. You see the new world.
Yeah, but you're not wearing them all the time.
No.
Why not? Because you're too used to the old one?
I think it's artificial. I see the real color, but I think it's artificial. It's too vivid.
Really? Okay.
To the extent I feel unbearable. Too strong.
You're used to it.
I am used to
fine.
the previous world. It seems more natural.
So which colors can't you see? Is it like a green, red?
Actually, not. I can't. It's
Like-
not exactly colorblind. It's maybe it's color weak.
Color
We
weakness.
call it red and blue. Color weak.
Red and blue.
Yeah. In very dim light conditions, I can't tell the difference.
Okay, right.
But if the color is bright
Like
enough,
this, you can tell it's red. MRTV. Or?
it's dark red.
Dark
I think
red, yeah. Yeah, right.
Are you also colorblind?
No.
But I can feel your. Sorry.
So now we already do have actually some headsets which are quite affordable, right? Like the Quest 2 and also other headsets, or also in China, like Pico 4.
Yeah.
So it's actually not so much anymore the cost of VR, right? Which is holding it back. Probably it is more the usability or actually what you can do with VR is gaming right now, and not so many more things. I think that is probably what's holding it back from mass adoption. Like the smartphone, it took over the world within a couple of years. Everyone suddenly had it, right? Because there's just so many more use cases than what we have now with virtual reality. I do believe that we're going to have a bigger adoption of spatial computing once it can do more. Probably. That's I think the next generation of headsets that have more mixed reality features.
Yes.
I think then it's going to become really a mass market phenomenon. Once you go out with glasses like these, perhaps, right, or a bit bigger, and then we will get like more interesting information augmented in our view directly.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you also think that then it's the time for?
I completely agree. Yeah. I think that's a really good question, and it should have extremely long answer. Let me think. It has a lot of reasons. I have been thinking about this problem all the time, ever since people are shouting VR is dead.
So many times.
A lot of times, you know, each year there are such people. And I think there is some landmarks, or I think unfortunate landmarks, which create this. So one is the Google Cardboard.
Okay,
I think this is quite a negative impact because when I was telling people how wonderful VR is, he would say, "Oh, this mobile thing is so
bad. Makes them feel sick, perhaps."
Really, it's really bad. It makes me sick.
Right.
It's so unclear, so distorted, and I just want to throw up or something like this. And I know it's because of I think it's 1916, around that. A lot of the so-called mobile phone VR surged.
You mean like Give VR from Samsung?
Yeah, Give VR actually is an exception. I had that.
You liked it?
Yeah, it has a low persistence, you know, and some kind of space warping or something like that, smoothing.
It was pretty good.
So that's the best mobile VR at that time.
Okay, yes.
It had relatively low receptions, especially in China.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, it's only 3 DOF, so it's still very limited. Yeah. So I think the first hindrance or obstacles which kept the mass market away from the reception of VR is because of the, how do I say, the low
the low quality
sensibility. It just does not feel right.
You're right.
And that's a one-time experience. Once they had that, they would not like to try it twice. That's very unfortunate.
Right.
And that's the difficulty for developing VR. So I would really, I think if we want to push the VR further, I think we should have more enjoyable headsets and contents. That's the most important things.
Agreed.
The high refresh rate, the big FOV, the high resolution, low persistence, and the low distortion, all are needed.
Yeah, right.
And that's not very easy, but not unachievable. You know,
it's achievable.
We are seeing, things are going better and better, but not all people know this.
Right.
They are, you know, people are the animals, which if they are traumatized from one thing, they probably would think that's the whole picture. That's true. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's the one reason. We should have better hardware, better headset. But that's solvable, and I think we are getting better.
We're getting
better.
there.
Only we have to let more people know about this, to let them try second time. Try twice. Yeah.
And there just must also be the use case that will really make them want to use it.
Yes.
Like, okay, for you and me, we are gamers. Okay.
Yeah, there's no problem.
No problem.
I can put out. We can. We have high tolerance.
We're happy already.
Yeah.
But for the normal person, right? So why would I buy a Quest 2? If I'm not a gamer. So therefore,
why should I buy Timex? That's even a more difficult question.
Even harder question.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe once that use case go beyond just gaming. Then if it can really bring so much value like a smartphone to them. Then for sure. It's going to happen, and we're going to get there, but it will take a few more years.
Yes, we should know the different expectations of different user groups.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, I think VR, for me, it's more like another world.
Yeah, it is.
You know, the reality is far from perfection.
Right.
And I am a perfectionist.
Really?
That's the short answer. I'm not contented with my reality.
You want
more? I think many people are just like me.
Most people feel like
that's the real motivation for people turning to VR.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because the reality is flawed. Yeah.
Indeed.
Full of viruses.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, and lockdowns and such kind of things. And we all had dreams. I want to have another job, to live in another place, to have a relationship with other people, and I want to be another person.
This can happen there, exactly.
And that's eternal motivation. And that can also go back to my opinion about the long roots of VR, you know.
Super interesting.
And so I want VR, it can... at least it can be a complement, complementary for my reality. Yeah, it's an extension of my reality. Yeah.
It definitely is.
Yeah, I think this is how do I say my least wish.
Okay.
I have higher wishes for that. Higher wish. I wish I can upload myself in some kind of form.
I got it.
Not completely become digital.
No.
Maybe some part of me.
Parts.
Yeah,
probably it could be in the future. If we just give enough information of you into the computers and then together with AI, we could make something that people in 100 years can have a conversation with you like I have now, which feels very real.
We are already doing that.
We're doing that, exactly. We're doing that.
You see, when we were early testers for Timex, that's some part of uploading. You know, we have already uploaded us into the internet, doing jobs, forming connections, or even achieving some tasks.
That makes sense. That's true.
we are part of the Timex evolution.
Yeah, true. Being here.
And virtually, even though we have never met before,
You're right.
We have been the promoters of the Timex evolution.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, for me, actually, my wish for VR is that it could actually give people more chances than they have in actual life. Like, let me give you an example. Probably I'm in Germany and I could not actually attend your lecture in Fudan in Shanghai, right?
Yeah.
But probably in the future you're going to hold a VR lecture where I can join your lecture in VR and it would feel like I'm actually in the auditorium in Shanghai. Right? Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yeah.
And I believe that this is like a huge selling point for VR, that it can make these kind of experiences happen, even though we're physically so far away. I'm in Germany, you're here in Shanghai, right? But the technology can allow us to still be in the same room and make it still feel like I can interact with you like I do now. So that's my hope for this technology, and I know it can fulfill it. And that's a cool thing.
That's a great goal, and I especially feel for that as a teacher, as an educator, and especially as a teacher at the age of the virus. You know?
Oh, especially now. Perfect. Exactly.
Yeah, you see, for 2 years we had been teaching
all virtually,
in
right?
the virtual classrooms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, we are using Zoom or Tencent meetings, which helped us a lot, but still it's far from perfection. You know, it's 2D. Very limited.
Right.
And I had 100 students. I cannot see them all at once because of the screen.
Yes.
So I had been dreaming of VR classroom, which can have the dimension
of a normal classroom,
as big as I wish.
Exactly.
I think I can see their avatars, their faces,
just like the real thing,
and facial expressions, and gazing.
See what they're doing.
And that's achievable.
I mean, it's absolutely not achievable.
We have that now. It's being commercialized.
It's coming. It's there.
The technology has already been there.
Right.
And why should we not use it?
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, my students, my colleagues, we have been complaining about this 2D virtual classroom. We have been put up with it.
Too much.
Get enough of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, the students and me were very excited when we went back to the traditional classroom.
I totally get it.
So VR classroom, VR university, VR school, that's
it's going to happen. Right? It's going to happen.
The future of education.
Yeah, I think so too.
Now
absolutely.
Has great potentiality.
So for that, I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, we can be at any place, any time, in any form.
Same chances for more people.
And observe things from any angle. At wish.
Exactly.
And that would be even more attractive than the real classroom, which is also limiting.
Exactly. So I'm excited about this. Exactly. So it was just.
It's not the shaking hands stage. Let's do that.
It was super exciting to meet you in person and exciting to speak with you.
And
let's keep on the conversation privately.
It's so relaxing to talk with you because we share so many opinions, and because we both know so much about VR.
Yeah, exactly. Great to meet another expert.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
And thanks, Timex, of course, for bringing us together.
Yeah.